Hey, welcome to another ClueKeeper video series. In this series, we're going to be making a hunt called Day at the Museum. It's kind of a joke on 9 at the Museum. This is actually the second video tutorial series. The first was card games. If you haven't worked card games yet, go back and work it, right? So we showed you some things in there like doing start codes to clues, basics with like solutions, and actually testing your hunt. And we'll assume that you've kind of already done those things before you come into this one. So just like that one, we are going to be building this one. So you're actually supposed to follow along. I know that sounds like shocking, but we actually do want you to do these things. I think you'll get a lot more out of it if you actually have these videos up in one tab and then like another tab where you're actually working the things and you actually just follow along step by step and you actually do it. You're going to take away a lot more from these if you actually do it yourself. So what are the goals? What are you going to learn this time if you do follow along? So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating a self-guided hunt. Hopefully you already know the difference between a self-guided hunt and a hosted hunt from our other material. So this one's going to be framed as a self-guided hunt, so it's public. People can just find it and download it and play it. And we're also going to be showing you kind of like the next level of like features that you can use with ClueKeeper. So the intro tutorial card games, it was designed to be very basic. Like we just showed you the bare minimum of like making a clue text, maybe adding an image and a solution. And there were only 3 of them, right? And it was pretty straightforward. In this one, we're going to go into some more advanced topics. You can kind of see the list of them here. So kind of using HTML and mini hunts and some GPSs and partial solutions. And it's just kind of the next level of tools that you can use to give your hunt like a much better polish and focus. It's also going to be kind of like set up as a self-guided hunt. So you're going to learn how that process works. But to be honest, like the tools are applicable to either, like hosted or self-guided. So if you're never planning to make a self-guided hunt, this video series is actually still going to be valuable to you, but it will kind of be set up as a self-guided. We're also going to be going through looking at the review process guidelines. So there's a link on here. I'll put it above as well. And we're going to be kind of reading that as we go through building this hunt. One disclaimer for what this video series is not. It is not about creating zaps, right? So if you want to learn how to use the Zapper platform to create zaps and put those into your hunts, this is the wrong place for that, right? Let's do just a really quick demo of what it is that we are making. So here I've brought up the hunt just so we can see it. So it's called Day at the Museum. That's the name of the hunt. You're going to be adding a brand, so you can put a custom logo on here. And what it is just a family-friendly tour of the Terre Haute Children's Museum. This is the city that I'm in. There's info here about how it's set up. The main part is that this hunt that we're going to make together is going to be set up with 4 mini hunts. So mini hunts are kind of like collections of clues that all go together. In order to start this self-guided hunt, you have to use the start code Explorer. In order to make sure that people don't start it in the wrong spot, I actually enforce that they're in the right spot when they start it. So like if they're in the wrong spot, it'll say, hey, you're in the wrong spot. It turns out that if you're doing a test registration, you can actually disable GPS enforcement. And we'll go into how this all works. But you can actually, disable it and then re-enable it. Players in a real hunt won't have that feature, but a test registration totally can. So there's going to be 4 mini hunts in this puzzle, and we're just going to go through and make each mini hunt one by one. Each mini hunt, you can unlock the mini hunt. So here I'm just unlocking this first floor mini hunt. And there's some number of mini hunt clues in each one. So the first floor mini hunt, it's actually going to have 7 mini clues. So there's a lot of these mini clues. I'm just going to kind of show you solving a mini clue and then going into the next mini clue. So there's going to be a lot of different things going on, right? So these are the mini clues that are in this puzzle, and then this is the first floor puzzle, but there's actually 4 mini hunts total. It'll make perfect sense once we kind of get into it. So that's the demo of what we're trying to build. And the overview kind of like of what all's going on in each section can be seen here. So we've kind of got the overall hunt, which is Day at the Museum, the 4 individual mini hunts, so outside first floor, second floor, and bonus trivia. And then kind of at the bottom of each one is what are some of the learning objectives that we're trying to hit within each mini hunt. Another thing that you might have noticed here, you can kind of see the bottom of it here, is we added a brand logo. So what a brand is this is something that represents like you as a creator or your organization as a creator across all the different hunts you build. So a brand would not be like my brand would not be Terre Haute Children's Museum. My brand is Dr. Fisher Hunts, right? So that's my brand. And your brand logo is something that's specific to you or your organization, and it should be something that kind of represents you. And we try to use it in the app as much as we can, right? So, for example, it would get used here on like your Clues main page. It's used as the backdrop in any of your Clue list. Since this is a self-guided hunt, it's going to be posted on the store, and it would actually represent you on the store as well. Also on an Android device, it's used in the header of each page and on the header of each dialogue. So it's used a lot of places. A brand logo is required to publish a self-guided hunt, so you'll actually have to do it here. But it's strongly recommended for hosted hunts too. If you're going to do anything like bigger than a birthday party, like you should always put a brand for your organization, right? You have to actually request a brand. So whenever you go into the create interface, you'll have any hunts that you've made. So here I've got card games and playtest card games, and you would have to actually request a brand. And we have you fire us an email or call us on the phone just because we want to know what people are doing, right? We approve everybody. It's not an approval process. We just want a chance to talk to you and see if we can help you out in any way. All right, so that's kind of the overview of what we're after. We're going to go in here and we're going to start building these things in future videos. All right, hopefully we can get you to follow along and you'll learn a lot from this series. See you then.